Prize has been given to the three inventors of the concept of the lithium-ion battery, John Goodenough, Stanley Whittingham, and Akira Yoshino. What did they finally invent? They invented a concept of a battery that looks like the following. You have on the left side an anode material, what most likely will be a carbonaceous material, where lithium can intercalate in between the layers of the carbon material. In between, you have a liquid or a solid electrolyte that allows for the transport of the ions, but it inhibits the transport of the electrons. So the electrons have to take the outer route, the outer circuitry, towards the cathode material. And the cathode material can be from very different types. Most likely in the battery that you have at home in your devices, it will be an oxide material, transition metal oxide material, sometimes containing of lithium cobalt oxide. And today I will present you the concept on vanadium pentoxide. This together is a very successful battery concept that has revolutionized the everyday life. How does it really work? Well, in a very naive sketch here, it is shown that on the left side you have the anode material, on the right side the cathode material, and in between the electrolyte. And in the completely charged state, all alkali metal ions and atoms are on the left side in the anode, while the cathode material is completely free of the alkali metal ions. When you have this situation and the battery is completely charged, then you have the maximum battery voltage that in the very simplest model is the difference between the two work functions here. So that means when you align the vacuum levels here, then it is the distance between the Fermi level of your anode to the Fermi level of your cathode material. And finally, you start to discharge the battery. And this works like closing the outer circuitry here, what finally will lead to electron transport on the outside and alkali metal ion transport on the inside across the electrolyte. And this finally leads to an intercalation of alkali metal ions into the cathode material that is finally filled up to a certain saturation state. And this is then the discharged battery. And as you can see, by the transport of the alkali metal ions and the electrons to the host material, what is the cathode material, the band states, conduction band states of your oxide material is filled, and finally the battery voltage is reduced. If you now would like to charge the battery again, then you have to apply an outer charging voltage here that brings back the electrons on the outer circuitry to the anode material and the alkali metal ions across the electrolyte to the anode material also.